What is a broken home to you, Da?
A home that lacks a father and a mother. That's just broad. You could go into detail if you want to talk about how healthy those two people are, of course, that contributes to it. But that's what I think a broken home.
To keep it simple, just an absence of one of the parents, I would consider a broken home, minus the father. It's usually minus the father, but yeah, I think it would work either way. If we're missing one, then yeah, that bad boy is broken.
Pretty much the same. A broken home is a missing parent.
I agree that a broken home is a missing parent, but a broken home is also, other than that, because you can have a parent in the house, and if your dad is an alcoholic or a drug addict or abuses your mom or just not an overall good parent, I think that that also can be characterized as a broken home. Because just because you have both parents in your house doesn't mean that it's stable. And when I think about stability to me, um, is more than not having that other parent, because good people come from one parent household. So I would say it's all of those things combined.
All right.
I don't believe all broken homes are broken by a choice of a parent not being around. I think broken homes are broken when one of the parents are not even living. So just why that's why I said parent for whatever that reason could be.
Yeah, and I just want to say that I feel like just because the home is broken don't mean good people can't come from it.
I agree with the panel. A missing parent, um, the absence. It doesn't have to be biological. I think that if there's not a mother and a father in the home, then it's broken.
What is a broken home to you?
Yeah, I agree. A man and a woman need to be in a home. I think what you was describing, Aisha, a dysfunctional family. I wouldn't say it was broken though, but it's definitely dysfunctional. If you know what I'm saying, something wrong with one of the parents, or it's not a conducive family. I still would put that in dysfunction, not broken.
No, I was just gonna say I would put the only reason why I would consider them the same is just because they both need to be fixed, regardless if it's dysfunctional or broken. It needs to be fixed. Like you can have two people in the household, but that first home was still broken, and then you had to create a new home by building a new partner. But it was still a broken home.
I mean, like that sound like smashed and water damage. They both need to be fixed too, but they two different things.
But they both damaged. I think that's what people really mean by broken, like kind of torn apart. Like not together anymore.
I guess everybody pretty much hit the nail on the head, but I do have a question. So is a home only a home when there's children involved?
No, but I think a home is a home when there's another person involved. Like that's what ends up making like your house a home. Like, yeah, this my house, this my crib. But once you invite another person in and you're building, I think that's what makes it like
Because
a home.
will we call it a broken home if say you broke up with someone but y'all never had children together?
Mm, that's a good standpoint.
No, that's
Well,
not
what if
a
you
broken
considered it
home.
family? I think that's probably it.
I think when you're talking about a broken home, we're talking about it in context of having a family, not in the context of you being a single person.
I guess
So
the broken
er,
home can also be if it's a married couple and they don't have kids, but they living separately because they separated. That's a broken home. If you want to take the kids out.
I think everybody pretty much established what we think a broken home is. So
What's your opinion on it?
um actually it's crazy because me and Bruiser was talking about this I think yesterday. And we were talking about the concept of creating a broken home. And I was thinking about the Cam Newton situation. And what did I say, Bruiser? I can't remember exactly what I said. I think I said something along the lines of in his situation, right? Nobody there feels broken. And I think sometimes when we talk about the context of a broken home, I look at it from the context of how everybody feels about it when in the aftermath. is when somebody intentionally abandons their children with the intent of never being there, coming back, ever speaking to them again. Because you know what I mean? Because the reality is, even when we talk about homes, there's two people there that have to decide whether they want to stay, whether both of them will be there or not. You know, like it doesn't like if me and my wife falls out and she doesn't want me there anymore, there's nothing, or she doesn't want to be there anymore, there's nothing I can do or say to convince her to stick around and stay with me. I look at it as, okay, if that person goes, if I go, as long as I'm still willing to be there for my children, can I honestly call that a broken home?
It's still a broken home.
Well, it's
I
still
would
a broken
say,
home,
hey,
but within the context of like creating one. You know what I mean? Like how we look at it, how we handle fault when in regards to broken homes. I guess that's the way I'm looking at it. Like
I
when you
don't
want to
if
say
think
your
you broke your
situation
home.
is,
I don't think broken home is your intent behind it. I think
Mhm.
it's just a literal thing. If the biological look at it like that, this is why I see it. If the biological parents have broken up, it is a broken home. So I think that's the simple way to approach the concept.
Yeah,
and I think,
I'm just
go ahead.
yeah, I was just looking at it from the standpoint of when we hand out fault in these type of situations. Because oftentimes, like you'll say, like, well, you broke your home, or you know what I mean, you're breaking up your home or something like that. So when you speak directly to a person, it's like, okay, well, what context are we speaking of? And that's why I said I kind of separate them, because there is always two people involved. So like, if a guy, I look at it like I hand out more fault for a guy that intentionally leaves his family behind and doesn't have no intentions of being there, versus somebody that's okay, we're not working out, but I can't make you stay, and you know what I mean, I can't make you be with me, so therefore I have to live separately from you and our children, or you have to live separately from me and our children.
I think in that situation, that's different than Cam Newton's. When I usually hear him talk about his situation, it seems like he takes responsibility for not willing to commit. And I think that's why a lot of women in his situation is comfortable. But whether the kids would be affected by it or not, it kind of really, it's hard because it's spread amongst a lot of women. And then when I was listening, I heard something with Dr. Umar, and he was like, when it comes to like a woman's emotional, like when it's time for the healing and stuff, I do feel like a man should step up and try. But if ultimately the women don't want to submit, I don't think the man will be at fault for that broken home.
Hmm.
Like if he's doing everything right and she just like in her ego, or she just can't find the tools to help her to move on and make the situation better, and he's trying to lead, I don't feel like that would be his fault because everyone has free will.